Thank you for staying with us. Now we're going to look at the front pages of the newspapers. The Nation, Fubara, Amewule, other lawmakers back in office.
Yes.
Edun, we've given 330 billion naira to 8.1 million vulnerable households. Distribution based on World Bank data. FAC distributes record 2.22 trillion to federal states councils. At the bottom strip, we have APC not part of early campaign, says Chair. Trump's UK visit attracts pump protests. We have arraigned IPPS officials plead guilty to diverting ex-workers' salaries. Then $3.14 billion agric investment to boost food security drive. Adeleke rejects calls to join Aregbesola in ADC. 10 dead in Lagos. Afriland Towers fire. Then Supreme Court strikes out Ajayi case against Aida Tiwa. Who's going first?
Congratulations.
Jubilation. Celebration.
in our River State. So Governor Fubara has been reinstated, as well as all democratically elected office holders in River State. So democracy is back after the 6 months expiration of the expiration of the 6 months emergency rule. So we're back to the president yesterday, reinstated the elected office holders in office and begged the gladiators, that's how the Nation put it, to please keep the peace and work together. So we don't expect the back and forth of we bring budget, we not bring budget to House of Assembly. I hope that with this reinstatement everything will move as it should. And they were ailing
about the comport himself now.
Fubara
is on full comportation.
Do you blame him?
Guess who was hailing the president the most? Of course, the FCC minister. He said the president said he was inspired to lift political sanction because of a groundswell of a new spirit of understanding, a robust readiness, and potent enthusiasm on the part of the stakeholders in River State for an immediate return to democracy.
Everything is in his. The ball is in his court. He's now the.
We don't know that. It may just be reconciliation.
Pulling the strings.
Proxy.
Anyway, so I have the arraigned IPPS official. The Federal High Court sitting in Ikoyi, Lagos yesterday fixed today for review of facts in a charge against 2 staff members of the Integrated Payroll and Personnel Information System, that's the IPPIS, over alleged corruption. The defendants, Shola Onosoya and Chief Accountant and Halima Olaliri, that's Principal Executive Officer of Accounts, are staff members of the IPPIS Payroll Desk Office of the Federal Medical Center, that's the FMC, Ibutameta, Lagos. They said the case was brought before Justice Ibrahim Kala by the Independent Corrupt Practices Commission, that's the ICPC, on an amended 2-count charge on diverting salaries of workers who had exited the FMC. At the resumption of proceedings yesterday, the prosecutor, Mr. Enosa Omonigo, an assistant director of the ICPC, informed the court of a plea bargain on behalf of the defendants. Omonigo also informed the court that following the agreement filed on September 4th, the prosecution had consequently filed an amended charge and applied that same to be read to the defendants. I just wish that they give us details of how they were siphoning this money so that we know exactly how they did it to forestall it happening again. But maybe the case will reveal that.
So I took the Oshun. Adeleke says he has no plans to defect to ADC. He has denied the claim. He says he's not planning to dump the People's Democratic Party. He says he described it as untrue, and it's a calculated attempt by those afraid of his soaring acceptability to create confusion and uncertainty in the minds of the people. He says his zone is to make sure that he does a good job for his people, and when he gains the acceptability, they will vote for him again in 2026. He has no plans to join the ADC or any other party for that matter. So we are all watching. If it's true, I commend him.
Okay.
Because I can't stand the way these politicians keep switching from, like grasshoppers.
No ideology.
I say I say if it's true,
you commend him.
I commend him. But I will still sit down here. If he joins any other party, I won't even name the name.
All right.
The party that he might join.
Let's go to the Punch. Major headline: emergency rule. Winners, losers as Tinubu reinstates Fubara. We have the picture story here. Thousands protest in London over Trump UK visit. Federal government returns history to basic school curriculum. 7 victims confirmed killed in Lagos building fire. Federal government votes 300 billion naira to power teaching hospitals and varsities. And we have federal government, states, local governments share 2.2 trillion August revenue. This is fact. Cash transfer. Federal government pays 330 billion to 8.1 million households. And UK-Nigeria bilateral trade hits 16 trillion naira. And finally, SSCE, NECO probes mass cheating in 13 states.
Yeah, I just want to thank the Federal Ministry of Education in Nigeria, because now we've introduced, they have reintroduced history into our curriculum, and I like the breakdown. So for the first time in decades, according to the Punch, they are reintroducing history, and we will start from primary 1 to JS3, and while SS1 to 3 will now take it as a new civic and heritage studies, integrating history into the civic education. So from primary 1 purpose, they will learn about the Nigeria's origin, our heroes, rulers, culture, politics, economy, religion, colonial rule, and post-independence governance. Just 1 to 3 students will study civilizations. This was when I studied.
That's what we read in school.
Empires, trade, European
news.
contacts,
Yeah, this is fantastic
amalgamation, independence, democracy, and civic values. And the ministry says that they would also continue it in the SS1 to 3 as civic and heritage studies. They're saying this is a priceless gift to the nation.
It is.
The children
We did
with
history,
the
we did government.
I remember those African books from
Those
JS3, that
stories,
waiting period after junior WAEC. I read those books.
Things.
I just had an identity awakening.
Like,
I hope
how did we get
how
that
do you
wrong?
take it
But
away from
thank
children?
God we're here today.
We're bringing it back. Yeah,
I
so
wonder how we got
have-
it wrong.
we have time.
Really,
Yes, we have time.
Is that man from your area? That man.
Sisters of
Hajia,
the Lord,
please,
we
let
have
us
another
take the next story.
The federal government has allocated
Go on.
300 billion to provide a stable electricity supply in teaching hospitals and universities across the country. So Abubakar Bichi, member representing Bichi Federal Constituency and the chairman House Committee on Appropriation, disclosed this yesterday at the unveiling of a solar hybrid intervention project in the Aminu Kano Teaching Hospital, Kano. He was quoted by the news agency of Nigeria stating that the initiative was part of President Bola Tinubu's administration's commitment to ending recurring power outages in critical sectors, especially in healthcare and tertiary education. According to him, the allocation will fund the installation of renewable energy systems with priority given to institutions that provide essential services to Nigerians. Now, this intervention is designed to guarantee uninterrupted power supply for hospitals and universities so that doctors can save lives and students can study without any form of disruption. This is an amazing one. Congratulations.
Yes. So let's go on a quick break, and when we'll come back, we'll continue the papers.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thank you for staying with us. We're still looking at the front pages of the paper. YK had something in Punch.
The sad story of 7 victims have been confirmed dead from the fire. You all took the story yesterday.
Yes.
On at Afriland. So they said some of them were taken to different hospitals all over Lagos, and 7 of them. In the Nation, it said 10. In Punch, it's saying 7. So we're not sure. But at least some people have died. And I think it's very sad, because I actually heard on the radio this morning, one girl came on and said her relative died in the fire. Her husband had just dropped her at work. Then he gets a phone call. Look, the building, your wife's building is on fire. And she died.
Sad.
Leaving 2 kids behind. You know. So I think, this is
so
in
many
fact,
lessons to
in
learn
this
from
story, even some from the FIRS
Is there FIRS internal members? So I think they had 4.
Yeah, they had 4.
4 members of staff.
4
4 members of staff.
It's so heartbreaking.
Very heartbreaking. You know, they even named some of the victims. Mrs. Elike, host, Mrs. George, Assistant Director, Mr. David Sunday Jato, Assistant Director, Mrs. Nkem Onyeme Lukwe, Senior Manager, and Mr. Peter Iframaye, Manager. So, and they said that it's with a heavy heart they announced the tragic loss of 4 of his staff members during the fire incident. I think, you know,
to go out to their families.
Yeah. I'm wondering, didn't they have fire extinguishers in there?
We talked about
so many lessons to learn from this. Let's go on to the Daily Sun. A major headline, Fubara deputy lawmakers return as emergency rule ends. Nigeria, UK 16 trillion naira current trade value, highest ever. High Commissioner. Enugu seals 100 billion naira pact to revitalize Songhai Eneke farm. Drug trafficking. Saudi Arabia frees 3 Nigerian pilgrims. Okay. FIRS airs holding month staff loss in Lagos fire. And we have 60.26% pass as NECO releases 2025 SSCE internal results. And finally, Dangote Refinery rebuffs DAPMAN's 1.5 trillion subsidy demand, vows to defend position. Who's going first?
So I do the
DAPMAN?
I'm just a bit carried away. So we're grateful to God for the God of these 3 people. The Mrs. Mariam Hussein Abdullah, Mrs. Abdullah Bahija Aminu, and Mr. Abdul Hamid Sadiq. They were on the Lesser Hajj in Saudi Arabia, and they were found suspected of having, you know, been in possession of some form of illicit substances and drugs. And so their family members, they petitioned the NDLEA boss, Rubamara, who began an investigation which, you know, led to the arrest of a 55-year-old drug kingpin, Mohammed Ali Abubakar, alias Bello Karama, and 3 other members of his syndicate, including airline officials behind the shipment of these illicit substances, which the 3 pilgrims were arrested for in Jeddah. And the charges were filed, but, you know, they were able to intervene. According to the Sun, the people who were able to help, of course, was the Chief Executive Officer of the NDLEA, Brigadier General Buba Marwa, the General Directorate of Narcotics Control in Saudi Arabia. They also had the help of the AG of Nigeria, the Minister for Foreign Affairs, and the Minister for Aviation and Aerospace Development, as well as the National Security Advisor, who all worked together to find the real culprits, and then, you know, presented this case in Saudi to get these people, because now they're sentenced. God, you know,
because we took that story when it happened.
Yes.
Do you remember?
Yes.
So just to remind people, they had gone to Saudi Arabia, their luggage didn't arrive. Yeah, the luggage didn't arrive, and then they went for the Hajj. So it was on their way back that they were now arrested because they have now got their luggage, and then the authorities had got their luggage, and their luggage had been
seized. And they were waiting for the owners to arrive. When they showed up,
had been
tampered with.
Oh no!
You know. You know,
we thank God for the outcome. Terrible. I'm happy how this, you know.
I'm very happy for them, you know.
So happy for them.
Who else?
Yes, so the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo San, has said that almost 20 years, Nigeria will take delivery of dry lease aircraft October 6th. I disclosed this at the groundbreaking ceremony of the Air Peace's maintenance hangar at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos. And according to him, the first dry lease will arrive in Nigeria by virtue of Air Peace after the country was removed from global blacklist due to the implementation of Cape Town Convention. He said what has been obtainable over the last 20 years in Nigeria were wet leases, but noted that confidence has returned to the country's aviation ecosystem. So let me explain quickly. The wet leases mean that the organization does not have the power to service their own aircraft in their country. So they've been shipping away the aircraft to you know, the international market for servicing, which they've been spending. They say Airpeace spends about 180 billion yearly just to maintain the aircraft. But now with the dry leases, you can now set up your own organization where you're now servicing the aircraft in your own country, meaning that all the forex you're supposed to be shipping out will now be in this place. And so Festus Keyamo is saying that he went ahead, he almost put his life on the line to ensure that Airpeace gets this dry lease, and going forward they'll see how many of the other aircraft can get it, so that we can keep our money in this country. It's a good development.
Yes, it is.
Congratulations to Airpeace, yes, and every other person.
Any more?
Okay,
let's go on to the next. Vanguard. Major headline in the Vanguard is excitement as Tinubu ends emergency rule in Rivers, and we've taken that already. We have 4 states worst hit by ozone layer radiation. NECO 2025, Kano tops national performance chart. We stand by our statement on Dapman. This is Dangote Refinery. At the very top strip, we have federal government pays out 330 billion naira cash transfers to poor Nigerians. And 6th, Aviation, Nigeria to receive first dry lease after almost 20 years. Taken that as well. 60.26% of candidates score credit passes in English and math. This is NECO's results. ACF falls unopposed APC ticket for Tinubu. Anti-Trump protests rock London over president's visit. Nigeria, UK 16 trillion naira current trade value, highest ever, High Commissioner says. And then Tokyo 2024, Nathaniel breaks a 38-year-old record, zooms into 400 meters hurdles final. Who took that story?
Was it?
Oh, okay, the Vanguard story.
Yes.
I forgot my story. So,
yes, sports.
Sorry, let me quickly get to it. I have a Vanguard here.
Okay. Do you have time? I can take a story.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, because I have the environment story. And this was yesterday in Benin City, Edo State. They were commemorating the 2025 International Ozone Day celebration with the theme From Science to Global Action. So the chairman of the event, Professor Anthony, in his address, he said that Nigeria must sustain its policies on ozone layer because recent scientific research shows that ozone depletion and exposure to epithermal UV radiation affects Nigeria more than many places. So we are not isolated from this global threat. It is documented that in Borno, Rivers, Abuja, and Lagos, UV radiation often reaches very high extreme levels in midday, especially in the dry and early rainy seasons. Even a short exposure with no protection can have harmful effects. And he has advocated enlightenment on UV risk and protective behaviors. You know, sometimes we really think this information is not about us. Ozone layer is Oyinbo, ozone layer is all
English.
of us.
Yeah,
Yes, we need to be careful.
So let me quickly take congratulations to our athletes at Tokyo 2025. Nigeria's Ezekiel Nathaniel etched his name into the history books yesterday at the ongoing World Athletics Championship in Tokyo after storming into the men's 400-meter hurdles final with a sensational performance in the semi-finals. So now, today, they'll be doing the finals. I hope that he comes out to win. But what he did is that Nigeria has never, been this successful at the hurdles. The last time we were so successful was when 1987, when our Henry Amike achieved this kind of feat. And so he broke this record yesterday and set a new record of 47.47 seconds to win semi-finals yesterday. Also, the female 100 meters Odu Tobi Amusa had clinched in the final. She had clinched the silver medal, and I didn't get the chance to celebrate it. It's not in the story, but it's happened.
All right, thank you very much, ladies. That's all we can take on the pages of the front papers. We will go on a short break, and when we come back, we'll continue with our hot topic.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.